Good morning, students. As we have completed 3 chapters, we'll start with chapter 4, which is a poem, Foreign Lands. But before I start with the poem, I want to tell you some very important things about a poem. First is the person who writes the poem is called a poet. Here, the poet of this poem, Foreign Lands, is R.L. Stevenson. The poet is R.L. Stevenson. That means R.L. Stevenson has written the poem Foreign Lands. Second thing about poem is that the lines in poem are called stanzas. In a chapter, the lines together are called paragraphs, but in a poem, when lines are put together, maybe 4 or 6 or 8, when some lines are put together, they are called stanzas. Now, in this poem, we have 5 stanzas. Third thing about poem is that not all the words in the poem have their literal meaning, which means that there are some words in the poem that have some hidden meaning. For example, let us take the word abroad. As you will read through, you will hear a word abroad. Now, abroad actually means foreign countries. But here in the poem, the word abroad means outside. There's another word in the poem that you will come across, that is tramping. Tramping actually means recreational activities like trekking or going for excursions or hiking. But in the poem, the word tramping, it means walking. Now, a poem may have some more meanings also. Fourth thing about poem is that poems generally have rhyming words. As we all know, poem is also called rhyme. So, rhymes have rhyming words. Now, what are rhyming words? The words that have similar sounds are called rhyming words. For example, tree, free, or clown, frown, or me, be. All these words have similar sounds. So, the similar sounding words are called rhyming words, and all the poems have some, maybe not in all the stanzas, but they have some rhyming words. In this poem, the poet talks about the dreams of a little girl. We'll understand the meanings of the stanzas as we read through this video. So let's start.
Up into the cherry tree, who should climb but little me? I held the trunk with both my hands and looked abroad in foreign lands.
The girl in the poem, she climbed upon a cherry tree, holding the trunk or the bark of the tree with her little hands. And she reached to the top or the highest point of the tree.
I saw the next door garden lie, adorned with flowers before my eye, and many pleasant places more that I had never seen before. I
Now, the girl reached to the highest point or the tallest point of the tree, and she could see outside the foreign lands. Now, the foreign lands doesn't mean, as I told you, abroad doesn't mean foreign countries, it just means outside. So, as she reached to the highest point, she could look outside. And what did she saw? she saw the next door garden, means the neighboring garden that was beautifully decorated with flowers, and also she saw some places that she had never seen before. Now foreign here means not the foreign countries, it means unfamiliar, means she has never seen before. Now, why do we call people foreigner when we see somebody coming from outside? We call them foreigner because we don't know them. So it is unfamiliar. So the word here means unfamiliar, that you have never met or never seen before.
Saw the dimpling river pass and be the sky's blue looking glass. The dusty roads go up and down with people tramping into town. If I could find a higher tree, farther and farther I should see, to where the grown up river slips into the sea among the ships.
Now the girl says that when she reached to the top of the tree, she could see the dimpling river. Now, what does the word dimpling means? Dimpling means free flowing or fast flowing river that doesn't stops for anyone. So she could see the river moving, and she could see the reflection of the sky into the river, and that is why the river was turning blue. It was because of the reflection of the sky, the river looked blue in color. And she also saw dusty roads. Dusty roads, as you all know, dust. So she saw dusty roads where the people were walking across here and there into the town. So for today, we'll understand only 3 stanzas, and your assignment for today is a reading assignment. You have to read out these 3 stanzas and send in your audios in the group at 12. And let me tell you, it is mandatory for everybody of you to send the audios on reading assignment, as reading assignment is a very important part of your term 1 examination also. You will be given a stanza to read out in term 1 examination also. So don't ignore this part of your homework. It is very important. Everybody should submit their audios. Okay, now I'll explain the next 2 stanzas tomorrow. Today, read out these